Hey Cancerians! Welcome to my channel Intuitive Tarot Empath. I'm Robin. This is your general reading for June 2019. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Happy what feels like summer weather. I hope that you are all enjoying your weekends as I am uploading this. So, like I said, this is your general reading. In the event that this does or does not resonate with you, go check out the videos for your sun, moon, and or rising signs to get the full amount of info about the energy surrounding you throughout the end of May, all throughout June, and the beginning of July. We are currently in Gemini season, moving into Cancer season in June. I realize we still have about a month, but here we go. So let's shuffle these cards. So as I shuffle, I want to give a bit of an apology for those of you that have been following my channel for the last, I don't know, maybe it's been over a year at this point that I've had this channel. I apologize that I have not been uploading to it this school year. I'm a teacher, as I feel like I've told you guys before. I took on a new class this year that I've never taught before, so a lot of my creative energy and time was spent, writing curriculum for this class and teaching, and it just took a lot of energy that I didn't realize I didn't have for other creative ventures outside of that. So, but I am back. My summer resolution is to post regularly to this channel from here on out. So for those of you that have stuck with me through this, thank you so much. I appreciate your support and love you dearly. And Cancerians, you guys are my people. My birthday is July 21st, so I'm on the cusp of Cancer and Leo, so I appreciate my Cancer peeps. All right, so I'm going to shuffle these cards 3 more times. I'm going to be doing a new spread. So 4 cards, 1 for every week of the month. Actually, I'm going to look up. Yeah, okay. 1 for every week of the month. So it should give us an equally good picture of the energy surrounding us, because this is for me too. All right, so that was the 3rd. So let's see what's going on, Cancerians. That one. All right, so ooh, we have the 6 of Swords. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the Sun in reverse. And we have the King of Wands. Very interesting. All right, so, and on the bottom is the Queen of Cups. So I think that just represents Cancerians. All right, so I think that as we move into June, Cancerians, this could mean a couple different things. Hold on, let me adjust my, whoa, there's my apartment. All right, so I think that this means a couple different things. First of all, June is the 6th month of the year, so we're moving into June. This card represents a lot of like moving past mental blockages. This is moving from choppy waters into calmer waters. I think that for a lot of Cancerians, things are calming down. So whether that be in a relationship, whether that be the perspective that you have about certain things, whether it's a job, you could be moving on from a job that was giving you a lot of stress and anxiety and into something better and more calming. But either way, swords represent thought process, communication, mental energy. So I think that a lot of Cancerians have been experiencing a lot of stress. And as you move into the first week of June, could even be like the end of May. Also, keep in mind, just an addendum to this new style of reading that I wanted, not new style of reading, but new layout that I wanted to do. The structure of this is that each one of the cards represents a week of the month. However, because tarot is kind of fluid, don't marry yourself to a timeline. Like I said, this card could be as you're moving into June, so this could be the last few weeks of May. Some of these energies can be elongated so that they get you through to the beginning of July. So don't marry the timeline. If we're talking about meeting a soulmate, the 3rd week of June and you don't meet him, don't come throw stones at me and be like, you said. So just, keep that in mind, that it's fluid and can be elongated or squished, for lack of a better word, compressed into a period of time, depending on your energy and like where you are in that moment. So But I do feel like as we're moving into June, there's a lightening of the load, that there's a moving on from certain things, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's a feeling. And so that first week of June, there's a lot of moving away, clearing out of old energy that no longer serves us. As we move into the second week of June, we see that there are a lot of opportunities. In fact, there's a leveling up of sorts because with the 6, I feel like the 6 obviously represents the month of June, but also the 6 is about daily routines and schedules in astrology. So I feel like the changes that you're making in moving on from old habits or feelings, perspectives that no longer serve you is really going to open up a world of opportunity for you. So, for some of you, this could also be the card of travel. So for some of you, you could be traveling that first week of June or maybe the end of May. But for some of you, most of you, I think it's a lightening of the load, of mental anguish, of stress, of letting go of things that no longer serve you. All right, I've said that 100 times now. You're probably sick of it. What's interesting is that the second week of June, we have the 7 of Cups. So cups represent water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Also, you'll see that in terms of numbers, we're leveling up. So we go from a 6 to a 7. Excuse me. Sevens are in astrology are about partnerships, contracts, deals. Some people say that 7 in astrology is about, partnerships and marriage, but it can also be about deals and contracts, friends and enemies, that kind of thing. So for those of you that maybe got rid of someone who was in your life who was not doing you a service, I think that here you are seeing that, like, getting rid of that person, it was like all of a sudden all the opportunities are at your disposal. So I think that for some Cancerians, there's a feeling of being overwhelmed by the amount of options that you have and not wanting to make the wrong one, because perhaps you made a decision previously that didn't necessarily work out in your favor, caused you a lot of stress and anguish. Now you finally got rid of it. You don't want to do the same thing to yourself again. So feeling just a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of options that you have. So this could be the amount of dating options that you have. This could be the amount of job options that you have. This could be the amount of travel options that you have. So like I said, I'm trying to make this as general as possible in terms of like what the energy is surrounding Cancerians. Just know that the second week of June, there's going to be a lot of opportunity surrounding you. And there might be a little stress over like, which opportunity do I pick so I don't put myself in the situation that I was in previously with stress and anguish and whatnot. And you can even see the silhouette of the man on the card is just kind of like, whoa, hold up. Like, whoa. So many options, so many opportunities. And also I think it's interesting that like 6 and 7, June, July, Cancer season, end of June, beginning of July. So, this is us. So, the third week of June, we have the Sun in reverse. So, I know that some people think that cards in reverse are bad. I don't necessarily believe that. I think that the Sun is a good card regardless of if it's in reverse or if it's upright. I feel like there's a lot of positive energy surrounding Cancer. This is a major arcana card. I think that, the Sun in this instance, because it's upside down, or in reverse rather, I think that Cancer, by the third week of June, will have made a decision about an opportunity surrounding them, whether it's choosing a person, whether it's choosing a job opportunity, whether it's choosing a travel plan. And I think that the reason why the Sun is in reverse is because it's good. It's good for the Cancerian. The decision that they made is very positive. However, they're still kind of hesitant about whether or not it was good because, it's only been a week or it's only been 2 weeks, or like it hasn't been far enough in time away from the decision that's been made to see what the benefits of having made that decision are. So I think that there's still a little bit of hesitancy because you're holding on to past emotions and like what making a certain decision did in terms of like affecting your stress levels or your day-to-day life or, the way you think about things. And so there's just, June for Cancerians is a lot of like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. That it's like you're moving into a calmer, better water, but then there's this feeling of just being overwhelmed by the amount of happiness and opportunity that is out there and not wanting to like do the wrong thing. And so even though the sun is shining on you, you're enjoying your life very much, there's still that feeling of like, I don't know if I should have done that. So, you know, the third week of June, you will have made a decision based on all the options that you have in front of you, but you might feel a little bit of regret. But the sun is saying, like, don't regret the decision that you made. See it to its end. Because the sun is a positive card. It's good. It's happy. It's, you know, if you have a question, a yes or no question, the answer to the question is yes if you get the sun card. And then the fourth week of June, we have the King of Wands. So this could be a particular person in your life. You know, this could be a fire energy in your life, so a Sagittarius, Aries, a Leo. But this could also be, you know, they don't necessarily, the person that's coming in doesn't necessarily have to be a fire sign, but they can exhibit fire sign qualities. This could also be you embodying fire sign qualities. So, somebody who is adventurous, somebody who's very smart, somebody who how do I describe a fire? Like fiery, like they're leaders. They're leaders and people want to follow them because they have a lot of confidence in themselves and the decisions that they're making. But what's interesting is that the King of Wands is looking at the past. So it's like, whereas in the Six of Swords, you're moving toward the future, the King of Wands, by the end of June, I think that you're looking at the past. You know what, let's get some clarification cards on the King of Wands, and then we'll see why it is that you're looking at the past. All right, let's see. Why is the King of Wands looking at the past? All right, so we got 3 cards that came out all together. All right, so the King of Wands. I really feel like this King of Wands is Cancerians, and I really feel like it's them. Like, I feel like a lot is going to happen for you in June, in terms of an important decision that's going to... It's like making an important decision, but also like being hesitant. I've said this so many times now. I'm sorry that I repeat myself in these videos. Sometimes I go back and listen to them and I'm like, oh, Robin, come on. But to reiterate this major point as I'm looking at all the cards together is that, you know, a reason why you would be looking at the past is because, one, as Cancerians, and you can fight me on this, but I know I do it, and I don't want to speak as a blanket statement for every Cancerian, but tell me you don't. Okay, and also please don't fight me in the comment section about what I'm about to say. But I feel like sometimes Cancerians have this like penchant to live in the past a little bit, or to like idealize a situation from the past that wasn't necessarily ideal, because it was comfortable or parts of it made you happy, and so you kind of focus on the parts that made you happy instead of focusing on the picture as a whole. So I feel like at the end of June, there are some Cancerians who are going to be looking at the past and saying the past was a better time. There are also some Cancerians who are really going to be stepping into their own. And I think that for most Cancerians, what's going to happen is you're looking at the past as a reassessment of how to move forward. So whereas you're moving forward at the beginning of June, there's some hesitancy and feeling overwhelmed about the amount of options that you have to make in the middle of June. And then the end of June is stepping into your power, taking on the qualities of a fire sign, being confident, being decisive about how you want to proceed forward. But in order to do that, you feel like you have to look at the past so you don't make the same mistakes again. Okay, that's what I mean. But also, I do stand by the fact that sometimes Cancerians have this this thing about them where they want to stand in a moment and look back on the past, and sometimes they will idealize it, sometimes they will use it to assess. I apologize if any Cancerians got offended by what I said. I think I jumped the gun a little bit on what the interpretation of that card was and needed a minute to just kind of like sit. So I think that for Cancerians, I will say this again, coming into your power, but needing to look at the past in order to assess where you are and how you are going to move on into the future. So what we have here to clarify this King of Wands is the dog. I know, I wish there was a more official way of saying that. But this is the Lenormand deck. So the dog is the number 18. So 1 + 8 is 9. 9s and tarots are endings so that new beginnings can come to fruition. I feel like this for you, June, is about ending things that no longer serve you. I know that I've said that a million times in this video. But being surrounded by people that are loyal, or you'll notice that like the dog in this on this card is confident in its stance. It's sitting in front of a fire, so we got the fire sign energy there. We also have, sorry, I'm looking at the card again. I'm also just looking at the things that surround the dog. So I feel like there's just a lot of like coming into your power, coming into your own. Maybe it's saying that you let people in the past use you, because I feel like, you know, you think of dog as a man's best friend, so to speak, and so I think that maybe you were loyal to people that you shouldn't have been loyal to, or you hung on to people that you shouldn't have hung on to, or maybe it's even like a job, or, you know, but there was a situation that you hung on to and you were loyal to and you were passionate about, even if you shouldn't have been. And I say that because the way that the cards fall is that the cloud card was next to it in the clarification cards. Anything that's on the dark side of the clouds is in the past. Anything that's on the light side of the clouds is in the future. So I think that in the future, in the past, you gave your allegiances to the wrong people or the wrong situations. And so that puts you in a place where now you have to let go of what doesn't work for you. You're overwhelmed by the amount of opportunities that you had, because once you let go of something that doesn't serve you, the universe opens itself up for all sorts of good opportunities. You know, the Sun in reverse being hesitancy, and then the King of Wands looking on the past, like I said, to just make sure that you're not making the same mistakes that you made. So not being loyal to the wrong people, not, you know, not keeping a job that it doesn't make you happy. I think that also in this in the cloud, like the focus is on the clouds, obviously, with the dark and the light, but you know, you have the ocean. I know it's kind of a minor character on this card, but the ocean can represent the unknown. It can represent a whole new world of possibility and opportunity, a new adventure. You'll see the 6 in the corner, 6 being June, so how perfect. But what's great is that the star card came up. So I think that the star card, and it's got the cat. Cats are about intuition. It's a 16, so 1 and 6 is 7. 7s, like we said, are about partnerships, deals, contracts, marriages. You know, it's the house in astrology of friends and enemies. So I think that, you know, you're finally back on the path that you were supposed to be on. This is about what's fated in the stars. This is about you know, finding what's right for you and putting you on your soul's path and your soul's purpose. And I think that, like, you know, I'll say it 100 times, I'll say it again, that June is really about coming into your own. It's about learning from the past. It's about not, you know, I take back what I said before about Cancerians during the month of June idealizing what's in the past. I think that some of you will, because that's our nature, and that's okay. But in this instance, I think it's more about, you know, how am I never going to make the same mistakes? Like, how am I going to keep moving forward? And exhibiting a lot of fire energy, taking on those kind of like leadership qualities. All right, so I'm going to pull one more card of advice, excuse me, from the Doreen Virtue Archangel Michael Oracle book deck. So this is honor and trust your feelings. So if Cancer has a phrase, the phrase is I feel, because Cancer's got a lot of feelings. So if you are someone who prays and you want a little prayer to say to guide some of these good things into your world. So thank you, Archangel Michael, for supporting, guiding, and protecting me as I listen to and act upon my feelings. Help me understand and express my emotions with love. So honor and trust your feelings. Let's see what it says in this little book. All right, hold on. Okay, 46. Sorry. I am reading. All right, so honor and trust your feelings. Archangel Michael urges you to look inward and listen, for this card is a sign that your feelings are accurately tuned into the truth. Some of these feelings may be uncomfortable to face, yet they're with you for an important reason. If you're conflicted, sit down with pen and paper and conduct an interview with your emotional self by asking, what are you feeling? Why? What would you like me to do? Your feelings will speak loudly and clearly if you keep an open mind and trust what you hear. Respect your inner voice as the powerful life force that connects you to the divine. Often, God and the angels answer your prayers and offer you guidance through your physical and emotional feelings. If you say, oh, it's just a feeling, you're ignoring vital divine assistance. This card reminds you to listen, really listen to your feelings. Possible specific meanings. It's time to admit that you're unhappy in a certain situation to take appropriate corrective action. Someone's trying to talk you out of feeling a certain way. Stick to what you know and feel as your barometer. Girls and boys, men and women. Did we not just talk about this? Coming into your own, walking away from a situation that doesn't serve you, feeling overwhelmed by the possibilities. Listen to your intuition. If there is something that's not sitting right with you, I think that that's going to be the thing that makes you look back to the past to make sure that you're making the right decision, or that you're making a decision that's not the same as the one you made before. So, Cancerians, I think that this is a great reading. I'm really excited that we're all coming into our own continually in June. I think that Cancer is really, really good at being intuitive and empathic, and so you pick up on a lot of things. And so, you know, trust that what you're feeling is real. Trust that, you know, you're making the right decisions. You're not being crazy. Okay. I know that as a Cancerian who's, you know, extra feelingsy and sensitive, you can feel a little crazy sometime. You're not. So, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please, 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 please let me know how your June goes. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, or you can email me at intuitivetarotempath@gmail.com. If you are interested in a personal reading, you can check out my website, www.intuitivetarotempath.com. I will leave the link below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun. I hope that you guys have an amazing June, and I will see you in July. All right, bye.